Greetings! Welcome to Nina's World. This podcast provides a short respite from the trials and tribulations of everyday life. We're going to step back in time to the 1950s and 60s. And now, our story. Nina goes Christmas shopping. Remember, you're buying gifts for other people. Furloughs 5 and 10 would be the girls' Christmas shopping destination on Saturday. It would be just one more of the events before the big day. With the help of their sisters, they had already put their heads together for ideas about their family's annual Christmas play, had written and rewritten letters to Santa, and would soon be given roles for the Christmas pageant. Nina was hoping to be an angel this year instead of a shepherd who only knelt silently before the manger. So much to do, and that didn't include the once-a-year train ride into the city for dinner at the Automat, visiting the Christmas displays in the department stores, and to go wait in line to have a little one-on-one with Santa. The girls had sugar plum fairies dancing in their tummies whenever they thought of Christmas. And how they were able to pay attention to their schoolwork was a mystery, with cardboard holiday posters everywhere they turned. Dorothy, Nina, and Martha made a list of names beginning with their mom and dad and going down the line of brothers and sisters to their youngest sisters who weren't in school yet. They didn't want to forget anyone when shopping. Saturday finally arrived. If the world could channel all of the energy children had around the holidays, there would be no need to dig for coal, unless it was going to be put in stockings of naughty children that had been hung by the chimney with care. Their parents gave each child a whole $1 to spend before dropping them off at the 5 and 10, with a reminder that they would be back in an hour and to keep their purchases a secret. This was the only time that Nina ever held that much money. It was a fortune, to be sure. Nina gripped the dollar so hard that George Washington was probably gasping for air. Their dad opened the doors of the store, told them where he wanted to find them standing when he returned, pointed to a clock on the wall, and made sure they understood. An hour? Was that all the time they had to make major decisions? They better get to it. The first thing the girls did was to scramble up and down each aisle to get an idea of what the store had to sell. The second thing they did was realize that a lot of things cost more than 5 or 10 cents each. The third thing they did was decide to pool their money together so they could buy something special for everyone on their lists. Nina wanted to use both hands to examine any prospective gift, so she gave George a chance to breathe by pushing her dollar deep into her corduroys and making sure it was still there every few minutes. To have more money for their family, the girls decided to use construction paper to make Christmas cards for their teachers and their neighbor, the Zinks. For the Zinks, they added a homemade paper garland as a gift. The wooden floor of the Furloughs 5 and 10 was newly polished and smelled of pine. Cinnamon seemed sprinkled in the air. Christmas music played over the loudspeaker, and the girls sang along until the needle got stuck and the clerk had to stop the silent night, 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 night. Lots of cutouts of Christmas-themed pictures plastered the walls. Santa and his sleigh, decorated Christmas trees, and various nativity scenes. The girls went to the hardware section of the store to look for something for their dad, a small can of car polish was a packet and Dippity-Doo paintbrush cleaner. The two of those would be a fine gift, and in truth, their dad was neither an artist nor a house painter, unless a windowsill needed a little freshening up. They thought it would be within their budget, so they put both items in the basket. They moved to the ladies' beauty counter, sniffed every perfume, and rejected one after another. Saw the price of bobby pins, decided their mom needed more, and kept looking for something else. Hairnets were reasonably priced at 25 cents each. They selected a black one and placed both items in their basket. In truth, they had never seen their mother wear a hairnet, but thought it might be just right for her to wear when she went to church on Christmas Day. Nina, patting her hair, pretending to be her mom, saying, "Look at my hairnet, a gift from my girls. Isn't it charming?" They giggled, knew it would be perfect. Buying for their brothers, who could sometimes be stinkers, wasn't much of a challenge. They decided on a set of cube-shaped, pale brown erasers for Martin, who on Christmas Day thought they were fudge and tried to bite one, and a small pack of black Bic pens for Paul, so he could use them to do his homework or write stories in his marble-back notebook. Time was passing, and they still had older sisters and younger too. Shopping was hard work, so they sat on a bench near the comic book stand to talk things over, but instead picked up copies of Superman, Archie, and Mighty Mouse. They were careful not to bend them so they could put them back without paying, as if they were in the library. Laughing and pointing to various pages, they refreshed their spirits and regained energy for the last leg of their task. Placing the comic books back in the rotating stand behind the not-touched copies, the girls walked to the toy department one aisle away. Paper dolls for Elizabeth, who would be in kindergarten next year, and a pack of 16 crayons for Bridget. A good idea if she used them on paper and not on the walls. Placing the basket on the floor, the girls tried to add up their purchases. They were getting confused, but not worried about the total. In the soap aisle, they selected 3 packets of bath salts, one for each of the older sisters. Meandering to the candy aisle, they also chose individual rolls of butterscotch, peppermint, and chocolate lifesavers for Rosa, Teresa, and Sarah, because the bath salts didn't seem like enough. But what else could they get them with the little money remaining? Suddenly, Nina had one of her good ideas, a really great one this time. "I have an idea." Her sisters rolled their eyes. "Let's wait just before Christmas and wrap up their hairbrushes and give them as gifts. What a surprise it will be. And we know that they are something they want." Martha said, "But they already have hairbrushes. Why would we take them?" Nina replied, "That's right, and they'll have them again, and we won't have to pay for them. Maybe we can buy a candy cane to share." Martha and Dorothy thought a piece of candy would taste just right and quickly agreed that Nina's hairbrush idea was indeed especially brilliant. They walked to the front of the store, waiting in a line longer than if they were going to see the big man himself, and finally placed their items on the counter. The high school boy picked up each item, punched in the cost, and then slammed the large rectangular button. After the total appeared in the window of the cash register, he announced, "That'll be $3.15, including tax." He started putting the items in 2 bags. The girls looked at each other, dumbfounded. Tax? They had never thought about paying a tax. The girls dug their dollars from their pockets and placed the crumpled money on the counter. Dorothy said, "We only have $3. The clerk, already annoyed that the line was long and getting longer, replied, "Then you'll have to put something back. Hurry up and decide. People are waiting." But they couldn't hurry up because they had to decide what not to buy. Nina wanted to cry. After all their hard work, not counting the comic book break, after considering each purchase, they couldn't just make a major decision of this caliber without time to think, and Nina didn't think well under pressure. Dorothy saw the clock on the wall and said, "Well, we have to hurry up. Daddy's going to be here any minute." Nina said, not really as a prayer, but in frustration, "Oh, God, help us." A man in line behind them spoke up, placed a quarter and a nickel on the counter, picked up 3 small candy canes and said, "This should cover the cost of their tax and the candy canes too. Problem solved." The girls turned to thank him, but which man was it? The people in line only looked tired and aggravated. Didn't one of them just come to the rescue? Their dad entered the store and saw them at the checkout. "Oh, good, there you are. Ready, girls? Let's go. Your mom's waiting in the car." The girls picked up the bags and candy canes. Nina again turned back to say thanks, but no one was there. All she noticed was something on the wall, a large tableau of paper angels. The end. Thank you for visiting with us today. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to this podcast and share it with everyone you know. Return next week for another story from Nina's World. This story was written and read by Christine McKee, with gratitude to Dr. Ethel Ratkin of Bucks County Community College for editorial consultation and encouragement. Additional heartfelt support from family, friends, and members of my writing groups. Technical support was provided by Mr. Dan Tarrant of Personally Catholic. Sound engineering by Mr. Andrew Kimmock of AK Productions. May you embrace peace in your heart, in your home, and in your world.